Days of Our Lives, Connor Floyd replaces Billy Flynn as Chad temporarily leaves Salem. Days of Our Lives spoilers Wednesday, June 25th. Xander's exigency plan, Sophia's SOS, Marlena grills Johnny. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives sees that it has been verified that Chad DiMera has been officially recast. Little hints were dropped on social media by Young and the Restless cleaner actor Connor Floyd just days before the sanctioned advertisement. I see and flashback if I mention the hint about the recast in the daily spoilers, but I saw it several days ago before the sanctioned news broke. We're going to talk about the new Chad coming to Salem and what we anticipate to see in terms of plots for Abigail Devereaux's companion now that they're breathing new life into the character after the Being actor quit. Billy Flynn's departure and new role on Young and the Restless. So, you've presumably heard that Billy Flynn walked down from the part of Chad DiMera and he landed a great part over on Young and the Restless. He's playing a recast of this character called Kane Ashby. And it's kind of an intriguing recast because the character is a good 10 times aged than Billy Flynn is. And the actor who last played him is significantly aged and Australian and apparently reformed con man. So, they really had to redo the character to make it a fit for Billy Flynn. He's American, not Australian. They're ignoring the age gap, stuff like that. So, he debuted in the part last week playing Kane, and he formerly seems to be a hit with the suckers. Soap opera flop Connor Floyd joins Days of Our Lives. And this is really ironic because it's an actor who's coming to Days of Our Lives as recast Chad. It's this cleaner pieces flip bomb. And what's really funny is this week on Young and the Restless, we've got Billy Flynn in scenes with Connor Floyd, and Connor Floyd is going to be coming to Days to take over the part. So, we've new Chad and old Chad in scenes over on Young and the Restless. The transition Billy Flynn out, Connor Floyd in. So, it came out in March that Billy Flynn had quit Days, and we've been wondering what would be to the character of Chad DiMera, but with 8 months tape recording to state attention, it's going to be a while before we see the last of Billy Flynn on the Peacock Cleaner. We've been wondering if Chad was going to slide out of Salem to, go try and find Abigail Devereaux's remains or some other plot to explain an absence. But now we know bodacious Connor Floyd began rephotographing this week as the recast interpretation of Chad. Connor Floyd, the new Chad, and his former part. So for numerous Days of Our Lives suckers, handsome, blue-eyed Billy Flynn will always be their Chad. But to be fair, he's also a recast in the part. Billy was the alternate actor to play the part of Chad. Still, he's played it the longest for further than a decade. So, he's the Chad that utmost suckers know and love. So, I'm sure there's going to be that original phase where people need to, be induced to accept Connor Floyd as Chad recast, the sole good family among the large and evil DiMera family. But if you've been watching Days for a while, you may recall his precursor. Billy obviously wasn't the first hunk to play Chad. Casey Daedrick began the part back in 2009, and he played Chad until 2013. And also in 2014, Billy Flynn took on the part. Still, when news of Billy's departure mega hit, obviously Days suckers were wondering if the new pens were going to kill Chad off, at least temporarily. Death's not an endless thing on Days, or have him go off on an off-lot adventure or remake the character with some new actor. And they did. They set up a real hunk. They've remake with Connor Floyd as the cherished character of Chad, and he's coming off a 3 and a partial time stint on the Young and the Restless as Heritage Seed and Operative Chance Chancellor, and in fact Connor was a recast in that part as well. So, he understands winning over suckers when you replace notoriety that's in a vital part. Connor Floyd's debut and unborn stories for Chad. And we know that Connor is formerly taping at Days of Our Lives. He started this week, but due to the 8-month advanced taping schedule of the show, his first scenes as Chad DiMera won't state until 2026. And we know Billy Flynn's final days wrap up in early 26, but it may be March or indeed April until we see Connor Floyd in the part. And right now, of course, Chad is veritably busy. He's a single father to Thomas DiMera and Charlotte DiMera. He's in this casual fellowship frame situationship with Kat Green, who turns out to be in partner Issa critic out of left field, right? And of course, Chad's running the Salem Spectator, the heritage of his late woman Abigail Devereaux. Plus, we've had Gabby and his family Tony DiMera wanting him back to DiMera Enterprises to get it out of Xander Cook's and Philip Kiriakis' hands. But Chad doesn't want any part of the company because it's just a shady felonious operation he said was funding other felonious conditioning, which is true. So we could see new Chad, formerly remake Connor Floyd, is in place back at the helm of DiMera by the time he replaces Billy Flynn. We could see that Chad will have fought to take back DiMera from the Kiriakis creeps and turn the family business legal. Perhaps. Days of Our Lives Cat corners Chad? We also suspect that Cat Green could try to rope Chad into digging into his family E.J. DiMera's recent accession of Salem's University Hospital. She was left no choice by Shane Donovan. So, he reactivated Cat as an ISA critic again. So, Chad may still be helping Cat dig into EJ's interest in the sanitarium when Connor Floyd takes over the part. Plus, Days of Our Lives suckers know Chad and Gabby had passions for each other back when Abigail faked her death several times agone. So, we could see Chad develop passions for her again. Gabby's a free agent. She resolved with JJ. Kind of hard for him to move his partner to take him back when he indicted Gabby of tried murder. Awkward. So, Chad and Gabby had an intriguing converse this week where he claimed he's not dating Kat. And with Stefan DiMera gone, although he did get a name drop this week, they're both single. So, we could see Gabby and Chad hotting up, if not now, latterly, when it's Connor Floyd in the part. Enterprise on Chad's exit and implicit stories. And there's also a chance that there could be a lapse, a pause between Billy Flynn's last exit as Chad and Connor Floyd's first occasion as Chance. I believe there's going to be a gap. So, the question is how big and how will they explain it? We could see them slide Chad off the character oil and say he went to Boston with the kiddies to visit Jack Devereaux and Jennifer Horton for many weeks. Or like they occasionally do on Days, they just sideline people and ain't really playing where they are. They just do stuff with other characters. Or perhaps Chad gets some kind of indication about where his late woman Abby's remains are and he runs off to try and find them. Or Chad gets word that Abby was no way dead in the first place, goes to find her. And another possibility for Chad's departure as Billy Flynn exits and Connor Floyd debuts is perhaps Chad decides to go find his missing family Stefan DiMera because he was just name dropped and the DiMera sisters are beginning to wonder why they CA and reach him. Days of Our Lives, will Chad help Tony? So, while Chad and Stefan DiMera, were near, not at each, because he supplicated on Abby when she had did, still Chad may help Tony DiMera hunt for Stefan DiMera to explain his short absence as they transition actors over to Connor Floyd. But for now, we still get to see Billy Flynn on Days of Our Lives as he wraps up his iconic part as Chad DiMera until final scenes beforehand coming time, and also Cutie Pie Connor takes his place. We'll let you know when we've a final air date for Billy Flynn and a debut date for Connor Floyd. Timeline and final studies on the recast. So, the timing is the reveal of Billy Flynn's exit was March 15th, and the casting reveal of his relief Connor Floyd came this week. Now, we know Billy wrapped rephotographing at Days at least a month, conceivably 6 weeks agone, because his first air date on Young and the Restless was June 19th, and they only wrap about a month or so ahead. So, we're looking at a gap of at least 4 weeks, conceivably more, between Chad actors as they change. So, check back for news on that soon. Days of Our Lives spoilers Wednesday, June 25th. Xander's exigency plan, Sophia's SOS, Marlena grills Johnny. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, June 25th, reveal that Sophia Choi will shoot out an SOS, so Melinda Trask will come running for a meeting. Sophia is running out of time to find a couple to borrow her future child, so she'll count on Melinda for help. Tate Black doesn't authorize of using Melinda as an attorney, but Sophia will move forward with using her anyway. Of course, Sophia has also been bothered about Tate getting too attached to this baby, and Shane Donovan lately wondered the same thing. Tate claims he's holding establishment on the relinquishment decision, but Sophia may admit her enterprises to Melinda and hope to rush effects along. Sophia may suppose that the hastily they lock in the perfect couple, the easier it'll be for Tate to let go. Over with Xander Kiriakis, he'll have an exigency plan involving Titan DiMera. Days spoilers say Xander will want to save his power there and do whatever it takes to fight off any pitfalls to the combined company overall. As for Philip Kyriakis, he'll have another caller on Wednesday's Days of Our Lives occasion. Days spoilers say Stephanie Johnson will put Philip through a grilling session about his obviously bogus claims regarding Xander's innocence. Nonetheless, Philip will refuse to give the Bobbies a different story and will stand by the arrangement he's made with Xander. No matter what answers Philip offers Stephanie, he'll feel like recognizing his deal with Xander is for the stylish. Other Days spoilers say Johnny DiMera is about to land on the hot seat with Marlena Evans. With Roman Brady by her side, Marlena will back Johnny into a corner and push for the verity about the night EJ DiMera was shot. Since Rachel Black blames Johnny for going after EJ, Marlena will offer updates on that stunner. Johnny will feel over Rachel's news and admit that he pulled a gun on EJ, but he'll assure Marlena that he no way fired it. Indeed so. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Johnny's dramatic arrest is coming up before the week wraps up, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching these videos. Please hit the subscribe button for more updated news.